Hello everyone from Patio Frutal. This is Sergio coming at you once again from Patio Frutal, the fruitful yard. Today we're going to talk about tree sizes, and it is important for your location. Does size matter? It does. It depends how much you want to do for your tree or how little you want to do. Most of us want to do the less possible. So in order for us to get our fruits. So today I'm going to show you the difference between the trees that you choose for your location. They might work out for you, they might not. We look this beautiful tree here, and this is a satin peach. And as it stands right now, it's about 15 feet tall, and perhaps more. And it hasn't worked out for me for my location here, because I'm gonna fend out a little bit back here. So as you can see, I got smaller trees. That one is only 6 feet. This one is about 8 feet. So what ends up happening is that this tree is a very fast growing tree. I'll cut it down to 5 or 6 feet, and by the end of the summer, it's about another 2 meters high at least. And that is too much. So it's just a lot of work. And this tree is not working for this location, and that's where size matter. We found out here to your left, and we have another satin peach, and that one is a dwarf, and that one's been on the ground for 5 years, and it's barely 7 feet tall, and it produces fruit. So the reason why I had that other this one here, this peach, this is a flat peach. This one is a standard. See if I can focus on that. It is, see if you see to your right there, it's a SD at the end. That means standard. That means this tree is going to grow, unrestricted. There's no rootstock in the process of this tree when it was grafted to hold them back. So it's just going to grow tremendously. And that's what it does. When I bought this tree, well, they didn't have any other flat peaches, which is what I was looking for, to be a cross-pollinator for that other little one. So I ordered it. I figured I'll keep it in check. But as you can see here, this one here is from last year, a cut here. And it's about 3 meters tall, just in one growing season. So it is too much work. End up covering the area for this American persimmon tree, and also for this other plum tree here in the back. So it is not a good match for this dwarf satin peach. And all, if you haven't seen a flat peach before, see if I find one around here that I can show you. Well, it's a pretty little, but we'll show it to you. See if I can focus. Yeah, there it is. So they're flat like a donut, and they're crunchy and very sweeter than a regular peach. They're delicious. If you like to eat it crunchy when they're still hard, you can do it, or you wait when they're ripe. They're still very, very sweet. Much sweeter than the store ones. I guarantee you that. So as you can see back here, this is a tree that's going to have to come out. And I'm going to take that tree and move it to another location, because it's still a good tree. It's just that over here it's not working because it's overshading the nearby trees, and we need sun for fruit productions. And also I have a little bit of a leaf curl going on. So what I will do with this tree is I'm going to trim it up, because it's going to come out of the ground. So I'm going to cut it up to about 4-5 feet tall, cut it completely. Then I'm going to dig it up with a root ball. And I'm going to transplant it to a location that is not near any other fruit tree. As you see here, trees are lined up. And this one is just outgrowing its space. So I'm going to show you another tree that also is in a standard. This is a Jiro Japanese plum. It's a yellow plum. And this also is a standard. as you see right there. Hope this focus. This one is a standard, so this one grows quite a bit. This tree's only been on the ground for about 6 years, and if you look on the top here, you can see how much I gotta keep cutting all the time. And already this summer, today is July the 1st, it was already cut down to about 7 or 8 feet tall, and the branches are already easily over 2 feet, 3 feet tall than what I cut it down to. But this one I managed because it's a good productive tree. But this year it's not going to produce because of the frost. But it is a beautiful tree. But it's also, you have to think how much time you have to take care of your trees. Sometimes you don't have the mobility to do it. And fortunately, I can climb up on a ladder and cut it down. And I don't mind doing it so, but it's just another tree that it is very highly active. I mean, I have to do a lot of activity to keep it the size that I want it. Look at it. It's beautiful and its growth is very healthy, but it's not a tree that I recommend because of the amount of work you have to put into it. So size does matter. So if you have a location that you have limited space, think about getting a dwarf plant, and that way it'll be easy how to take care of your garden. It won't be that much work intense. So I'm also going to show you, besides trees size that don't work out too well in certain areas, I'm going to show you a tree that I planted that it was a seedling, and it's a American chestnut. And those who never seen a chestnut, it is too likely because the American chestnut at the beginning of the 1950s and 60s, when Chinese goods started to come into the United States, those pallets that the goods came on had an infestation of bugs in it. Probably at that time there was no regulation on how to treat a pallet, so it wouldn't transfer insects from another country to this country. And one of those bugs that came is a bug that attack the chestnuts. And in the Northeast, the forest used to have millions of chestnut trees, and they all but disappear. So I bought this tree, and it's in this location because it was far away from the house. And well, I figured I could let it grow a while. And growing it has done, it's about 20 plus feet tall. But because of that bug from the 1950s that is still around, my tree is dying. Look at the leaves. They're getting brown. I'll get it closer so you can take a closer look. So you see down here, nice and green. But if you look farther up, and I'm going to give you a close-up to the bark, where this beetle does is damage. So you will see this in a healthy tree that was a beautiful tree, and look at that. See that bark? It is just toasting, and you can see over here the different colorations in the bark. That means that beetle is going in there and it's doing the same thing that it did up there. And that's why all of these branches, see how this is going over here, all of the rest of the branches are just browning because the tree is dying. So this tree, I'm going to chop it down. It's a chestnut. So there are a lot of chestnuts in the market that you can buy from like Stark Brothers, that they are blight resistant to that kind of bug, and they are grafted. This one was a seedling. At that time when I bought this tree, I have no idea seedlings or the size of trees and stuff. So, but a seedling is just from a plain seed. It's not grafted on any rootstock, and it's going to grow crazy. So again, this is another tree that you have to keep an eye on. If you decide to buy a chestnut, just remember that if you don't get it grafted, or if you get one, you have to put them in a spot that you won't mind that it will grow 30 or 40, 50 or 60 feet tall. So again, I wasted 15 years. This tree has been on the ground for 15 years. And last year was the first time that I got chestnuts out of it. And second year, and it's already dying. So this tree is gonna have to be chopped down just to control that bug infestation. So there you go, guys. So there's my 3 trees that don't work out well because their size, also because they're not blight resistant to the bugs. So there you go. It's not, it's a sad thing to lose a tree after you have it for 15 years, but it's gonna have to go, unfortunately. So there you go, guys, from Patio Frutal. I hope you learned something about size and the resistance of trees to different bugs. And don't forget to leave a comment if you can, and like, share, and subscribe, and you have a great evening.